Hola, ¿cómo están a todos? Shiyu Osigotsu. Hi, my name is Courtney Quinones. I currently live in Hampton Roads, Virginia. I'm from a small fishing and mining town in northeastern Ohio, which is about 45 minutes east of Cleveland. I live here in Hampton Roads with my husband and my 4 children. Right now, one is asleep. She's the baby girl. Hopefully she doesn't wake up because this will be like my 6th or 7th take now trying to take this. And unfortunately she's sick, so hopefully we will try to get through the video without any interruptions. Right now I'm majoring in criminal justice with a focus in Homeland Security and Immigration. And as of right now, I'm a full-time student and stay-at-home mom. Professionally, I've always been a certified Spanish interpreter since I was about 15. It allowed me to work in different fields like the medical, educational, and law enforcement. And then after working so many years as an interpreter, I had opportunities to work with different law and governmental agencies. And I passed my CBP, which is Custom Border Patrol entrance exam. And I was the only female to pass in my region, which was definitely an honor. Although I had experience, my husband and I decided it probably would be best that I get a degree to try to back it up. As far as hobbies go, I don't really have a lot of personal, like, me time, but when I do, I like to garden, I like to fish. That's, like, definitely a big, huge thing in my family. My father taught my twin brother and I how to fish at a very young age. I also enjoy beading, like beadwork, dancing, and genealogy. Because I'm so multiracial, I'm Native American, I'm Welsh, Ethiopian, Arabic, Iranian, you name it, I probably have it. And then also my husband is also multiracial. It's really important and it is a priority to us to teach our children as much about our cultures as possible and the different languages we speak. Right now, I taught my children how to say their prayers in Eastern Cherokee Kituwa dialect, but it is a very hard language to learn. If you don't live on the reservation or you don't have a teacher, like an elder or someone in your family who consistently speaks it with you, it is very hard to learn fluently. Other than that, hobbies, I'd like to have more maybe, but I just don't have the time. And as far as the course, I think probably one of the things I like to learn is just learning how to let the thoughts that are in my mind flow more freely from my mouth when I speak. I tend to think in Spanish first before I think in English. So I speak in Spanish and then I speak English, and sometimes when I do that, I fumble my words because it seems more natural to me to speak Spanish. And it's funny because I was a dancer for 14 years, a professional dancer. So I'm used to being in front of an audience, in front of a crowd. I also used to speak a lot about different issues concerning Native Americans and environmental rights. I used to give cultural presentations on African American, Native American history, culture, genealogy. But even still, having a leadership position in a governmental agency is much different than doing those things. So I definitely need work on that. And I probably also need to brush up on my language skills when it comes to speaking and letting it flow in English properly. And as far as a life-changing experience, well, I've had many, and like so many, definitely being a mom was a life-changing experience. But I think the one that influenced me the most was before I met my current husband. I had been married for almost about 10 years to someone I had met when I was very young in high school, and I got married when I was 18. And I was in a domestic violence situation, and there was physical abuse throughout almost the whole entirety of my first marriage. And the last incident almost killed me. And unfortunately, my oldest two had already been born and were there in the house at the time of the incident. So that alone pushed me out of this zone where I felt like, okay, this is what I'm going to do with my life. This is where I feel comfortable. This is where I feel like I can make a difference, because I'd always worked with the community. I worked with a migrant education program where I worked with migrant students and their families. And I thought that's what I was going to do. But when I was faced with that situation, it made me realize even though I was making an impact in their lives and their families' lives, it wasn't making an impact where I thought it needed to be made and where it would make the most difference. You know, I needed something where it would leave more of a permanent mark, and doing and studying policies and making laws about everything from immigration to domestic violence and protecting children and women who are affected by those things. It goes hand in hand with working with law enforcement and in governmental agencies. And there's a lot of things that I see in immigration and just within our criminal justice system. There's a lot of places that need improvement. And I'm pretty sure with my connection to the community and with my experience, I can make those things happen. And I just hope to learn, like I said before, to allow my thoughts to flow more freely verbally. And so I can make more of an impact when I speak. God bless and thank you.